Yes, he confessed before he died, but I could not believe that uncle killed my father. I grew up staying with my uncle, the older brother of my father. Not knowing he was the one who killed my father, my uncle killed my father and put his spirit in a cat which lived in a nearby bush. The bush was near our house. The cat Yellow viewers, welcome once again to another educative episode of African Confessions HD, right here on Extraordinary Africa. My name is Solution Uncle. If you're still new, in this show we publish lifetime confessions. Usually we publish anonymously for their own safety reasons. Listener, you are having a problem, you are having a challenge, don't go to the forest and commit suicide. Freely send your confession to us. Don't be shy, don't be afraid. Freely contact us on our WhatsApp number +263 775 597 775 +263 775 597 775, or you can contact us on our email address which is written on the screen. Listeners, today we have a shocking confession. Brother killing on brother to make him a Tokoloshe, to boost his own business. This is a confession I'll be reading through. Without wasting much of your time, let's go straight into the confession. Good evening, Solution Uncle. I see you posting different people's stories. Now I feel it's time for my story to be heard. I have something which is hitting me in my heart. I tried to commit suicide because of this. I didn't accept it when I heard it. Yes, he confessed before he died, but I could not believe that uncle killed my father. I grew up staying with my uncle, the older brother of my father. Not knowing he was the one who killed my father, pretending to be a very caring man, doing everything for me, I didn't know there was something he was hiding. Truly, my uncle was so wicked. Yes, he treated me the same as he did with these kids. He treated us equally, but I didn't know there was this thing he was hiding. My uncle killed my father and put his spirit in a cat which lived in a nearby bush. The bush was near our house. The cat used to come at night. My uncle will feed that cat. We didn't know all this. We thought he was caring. We thought he was caring for stray animals. Killing your own brother, turning him to be a goblin. That's what my uncle did to my father. I'm not creating a story against him. There is no reason I can do that to him because he's the one who I grew up knowing as my guardian. He exposed himself before he died. He asked for forgiveness to me, but I didn't accept it. Instead, I revenged by killing his son. Now I am regretting what I did. I should not revenge because it's backfiring me. Below is my full background. I grew up here in a country I can't mention, in a town I can't mention as well. The death of my parents changed my life. It was in 2001. My father has just returned to work in town. He didn't marry on time. He was around 45, still single by that time. Returned from overseas. It is said that he went overseas to do an honors degree in marketing. After finishing the degree, he returned to Africa. He returned to this country I can't mention for security reasons. He didn't know uncle he has bad plans. Uncle pretended to be a very good caring man. He was a very prominent businessman. Their parents died when they were still boys. He managed to get a job in town, started working. After working for some time, he was able to send his young brother, my father, to school. My father went to school and started working. After found a contract for 15 years in a high-paying job abroad. Before all this happened, to be a successful business person, my uncle used to be in rituals, used moti so much that moti started to cause problems against him. This is happening at a time my father returned from abroad. My uncle took advantage of that and went to another Sangoma to build a Tokoloshe which can fight this trouble caused a Tokoloshe from the ritual, which was causing distraction. After my father returned, he started working for his brother, this uncle, as a manager for only 6 months. At work, he said my head, and died. He died at a time he was planning to get married. The girlfriend, who is my mother, was already pregnant, expecting to give birth to me. Later gave birth to me, but my father was already dead. I didn't manage to see my father. Uncle took both me and my mother and let me and marry my mother to be with 2 wives. Even though my mother later died, my mother died after 2 years after being in that second marriage with my uncle. Uncle and mom have another child together. By the time we moved to this house, I was already born, so that was my life. After my mom died, uncle continued this life with first wife, their kids and me. The couple treated us equally, even though when it was holiday, their kids went to their mother's relatives and I could be alone. This was my difficult time. Sometimes it left me with a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions. What killed my parents? Why me? Why me only? Others are enjoying going to their mother's relatives. I don't know even one of my mother's relatives. Uncle didn't care about keeping me in connection with my maternal relatives. Maybe I care during holidays just like these kids. So it came to a time he started feeling sick. This is after one of his canteens caught fire. Scores died in the incident. The whole of his empire went broke because he had to pay a lot of compensations to the affected families and affected buildings which was near that canteen. He went broke and he was out of ideas, maybe stress. Later on, he was diagnosed with a cancer which was at a maturity stage. It was diagnosed later. A day he was to die was confirmed by doctors. On the day before that day, we went to see him at the hospital. He started confessing everything. He told everyone to excuse us and said, I want my brother's son only. He asked it to me and said, can you please forgive me? I am the one responsible for the death of your father. But don't tell anyone, because if you tell anyone, that Tokoloshe will rise against you. So since then, I didn't tell anyone. But I was very angry deep down in my heart. I was very angry. And it happens that one day we were traveling with one of his children. By that time, the father was already dead and buried. When we were traveling, he lost control of the car. He was the one driving. Something broken from the car came on top of his body. I was not able to remove it because of anger, which I have deep down in my heart. I left it like that. He died crying. I saw him dying. Now his spirit is coming to my dreams, saying, it's not me who offended you. Why could you do such? I loved you when I was still alive. I didn't know what happened before. And why did you not take action seeing me dying? I thought you are my brother. That is the spirit coming. Sometimes it comes daylight. I visited several prophets trying to find a solution. They are failing to remove that thing. Please, uncle, let your audience help me. I am in my own troubles. I regret revenge on my own, because there is this thing again. After this war ritual was exposed to me, it seems as if every goblin, every evil thing my auntie did, I am now the owner of those goblins because I saw them. But I'm not benefiting anything. I'm not his child. But all those things were left in my hands. Thank you so much, my brother, for sharing such a touching story. This is the evil. This is what they are doing, killing innocent souls, killing your own brother, same mother, same father, and you kill that special person, same blood, just because of money, just because of peer pressure, competitions. Thank you, my brother, for sharing such a helpful story. We have learned in this life we don't have to be in competitions. Life is not a competition. Just because the next person is making it in life, so I want to be like him, or I want to be better than him. That's what push many to be doing such devilish behaviors, such devilish actions, such devilish things. Why could you kill your own brother? Why? What's so special? Were you buried with that wealthy? Were you buried with those canteens? Were you buried with those mansions? Were you buried with those cars? So why could you do that? Such. This is the problem. This is the problem. Money. Money, you're a problem. Before we get deeper, I would like to thank someone. Sister Gloria. She donated airtime so that we can proceed doing this work. May God bless you, my sister, wherever you are listening from. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Back to our story. This brother of ours is saying, prophets told him that your father was killed by his own sibling, your uncle. The uncle later on, without time, after the father died, the uncle took the family, took both the wife and the child, married the wife. This is a clear lesson. We should be very careful, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the people around us are not good at all. But there is another thing I would like to tell you. If you are still suspicious, you don't have full evidence, this relative is wicked, don't rush to say it. Make it possible for you to get enough evidence, then you point at her or you point at him, because the other way around you'll be offending God as well. And these stories shows us that the devil is at work. We need to be very careful. We don't need to relax a single second. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's move into our next confession. Hello Solution Uncle, please hide my identity when you post this story. I am in my difficult times. I recently gave birth to a child with albinism. This has created a strong hatred between me and my maternal relatives, my in-laws. Everyone is now hating me. I grew up staying with my maternal parents. It is said that my father rejected me when I was still a baby. Later on, he went to another province and never returned. Mom died and left me with my uncles. Later on, I started going to school just like other kids. I grew up and I met this man who married me. He loved me so much, did everything for me. We went to many places together when we were still boy and girl. Later on, we get married. The in-laws accepted me and liked me. The problem now is recently I gave birth to this child of mine, my lovely child, who is an albino. So recently I saw you posting a story of children with albinism being killed some years ago. It was so touching to me to hear such, because I'm experiencing the same as a mother. They are not accepting my child. They are calling me names. They are saying this is not their child's child just because of his condition. Please publish this story, Uncle. I hope people will listen to my story. This is my life right now. Sorry, my sister. Sorry, my sister. People are wicked. People are wicked. Just give it to God. One day they are going to look for that child. They are going to say, this is our child who is on television. This is our child who is now a minister. This is our child who is now a top official. God knows. God knows. God will never fold his hands. So, sorry for what is happening. Listeners, don't forget to comment. I'm not sure if I'm going to publish a second video. A friend of mine recently lost his father, so I will be attending a funeral. Until we meet again, maybe tomorrow. Listeners, thank you for watching. Bye for now.